Welcome to Formosa Dream Chasers.
We're your hosts, Mary Ann
and Ching En.
Please join us as we explore the journeys amazing people take in pursuit of their dreams.
And get insights from their experiences.
Let's hit the road
and get started.
Welcome back to Formosa Dream Chasers. In our last episode, we dove into the world of theater and comedy in Taiwan with Mexican actor and comedian David Perez. We heard how comedy became both a lifeline and a creative outlet for him, born from personal struggles and fueled by the encouragement of friends. From his very first stand-up show at a Mexican restaurant to building one-hour performances, blending jokes, improv, and games. David showed us how laughter can heal and bring people together. He also talked about the challenges of performing in different languages, the way cultural nuances shape his material, and the bittersweet mix of pride and longing when his family back in Mexico can't be in the audience to see his success firsthand. He shared how his journey on stage began with the daunting challenge of performing in Mandarin, and how his director's tough but motivating advice helped him realize the importance of connecting with an audience from the very first line. Here's a look back on that conversation. On the flip side, what has been the most rewarding or memorable experience you've had on stage?
I will always remember my first show because I told you it was 4 months to prepare rehearsals and everything, and it was my first time doing it in Chinese, and I was not sure because the language, and my director, he was really pushing me on how to say your lines good. So it was not under pressure, but it was okay, I can do it. But I was also excited at the same time. So I remember myself one night before the first show, I was okay, I've been learning and I've been rehearsing and everything. Tomorrow is the show. So if I do good, the people will know and I will know. And I will continue to doing it. But if I don't do it good, I don't know what am I going to do. It's I was thinking of continue with the acting life or sit down and rethink about what do I want in life, So I will always remember that when they say my name after the show and I was on the stage and all the people were there, I saw their face and they were applauding and some of them they stand up. I was wow, I really did it. And as a foreigner, your family is not here, so they cannot see what you did. They did not see my acting. They did not see all the people applauding, congratulating me. So your friends can be there, but I really wish my mom and my dad they really could see me on stage live. So I will always remember that time because I was so happy when I saw the people applauding and they were whoa, whoa, whoa. They were yelling. I was I did it. But then I feel a little bit sad because I saw many people and I was oh, I don't know who are they. But they are congratulating me. But where is my family? You don't see your family. I had a few friends, 5, 4 friends there on the audience. But not my mom, not my dad, not my sister, not my brother. So I was I'm so happy because I did it. But the people who I really wanted them to see it, they are not here. So it was, balance of emotions. So I really remember that day.
Does your family get to see your performances now?
Yeah, for example, of course, I can do a video call. But the problem is first, doing a video call, it's it doesn't hit the same as if you are on the audience. And the second one is the time, because for example here in Taiwan my show can be at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. the latest, and in Mexico it's 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. So of course they can wake up to see me, but then they don't understand anything, so they would just close their eyes. slowly, and then again just sleep. And then after that, of course, they say like, "Oh yes, I saw you. You were really good. I didn't understand, but yes, I saw you." I'm like, "Okay, at least you saw me. Thank you." So yeah, it hits different. Yeah, it hits completely different. But thanks God, like I have some friends, my girlfriend, some friends that they support me, and then they've been there always. You know that the friends, they say like friends is another family. So yeah.
Today, we continue our conversation with David Perez, digging deeper into his experiences as a foreign entertainer here in Taiwan, the lessons he's learned about authenticity and resilience, and what advice he has for others who dream of stepping onto the stage, and about the mindset he chooses to use when facing difficulties. So, having walked down this path of being an entertainer, what advice would you give those who want to break into the entertainment scene here in Taiwan?
Oh, be yourself. Don't fake it. Really, don't fake it because faking it is so tired. So don't fake it. Be yourself and know yourself. You really need to know who you are and what do you want to do. So that's the only two things that I can say. Like, be yourself and you have to know yourself because it's the same in, for example, talking about love. You cannot love someone if you don't love yourself, you know? You cannot share something if you don't have it. So it's the same. If you don't know yourself, nobody will know who you are. So yeah, you will get in a lot of troubles, problems. So first, you have to know what you want, know yourself, and then just be yourself, and that's it. Actually, that's the only two advices. And the third one is like, if you're acting in Taiwan, please call me, contact me so we can
We can talk.
chat about it. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay. Next time I get to interview another actor, or I will let you
Oh,
know.
please let me know, please. I will be so happy to know someone and only like, yeah, yeah. I need a friend. I need a friend. Yes. Yeah, yeah. It's interesting, but yeah, it will be good. It will be good. And I don't know. It should be someone there outside there doing a theater play.
There is. I think we
Of
will
course.
meet them eventually.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I don't know. Maybe I'm the first Mexican doing it in Taiwan, so it could be. I don't know, but yeah.
So, we're gonna wrap up soon. Do you have any final thoughts you wish to add before we end the interview?
Follow me on my IG. Yeah, mostly IG. I don't use a lot of Facebook, but IG because I will start to do some stand-up shows, comedy. So just like stay tuned and just follow there, and then yeah, you will see the place and the date.
Cool. Definitely, we will include it on the link to the show. Thank you, David Perez, for giving us a peek behind the curtain of Taiwan's comedy and entertainment world. Really appreciate it a lot.
Thanks to you. Thanks to you for the time and for your plays. And yep, it was so good. Thank you so much. And thanks to everyone. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, as I was listening back to the conversations with David Perez over these last episodes, I found myself thinking a lot about courage. You know, the kind of courage it takes not only to stand on a stage in front of strangers, but to do it in a language that isn't your own. And to get a full picture of David's journey, I even went back and pulled out that very first interview we had with him and his brother Ivan. Hearing again about the challenges David faced when he first arrived in Taiwan made his later stories even more striking. It's one thing to know him now as a performer and as a comedian who is able to speak in English, Spanish, and Mandarin, but it's another to remember where he started, the struggles and the adjustments he had to make just to carve out a space for himself here. Here's a short recap of that previous conversation. I'm curious because you were saying, both of you, like when you first got here, it took a bit of adjusting to everything. It sounded like. What in particular? Because, like, for us, we're not Mexicans. I would like to have a better picture, I suppose, to how it was like for you. Like culturally, for example, how are the Taiwanese people different from Mexican people?
For me, for example, was the language. Because when I came here, I didn't know how to speak English. Not even Chinese. Yeah, my English was like really bad. Like I used to say like, "Are he, are he asleep?" or something like that. Yes, my English was so bad. So when I came here, yes, everything around me was talking in English or Chinese. I was like, "Hi, hola." Yes. Hola. So for me, it was the language. Yes, and I learned 2 languages at the same time. I learned English and Chinese at the same time.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So it was just for me it was the language.
I think a little bit is Mexican people, or at least Latin American people, we will very, like Taiwanese like to say, rushing, right? And sometimes when you are too rushing, Taiwanese people kind of feel, I don't want to say uncomfortable, but they might not know how to match the energy sometimes, because you are more calm people.
Yeah, very reserved.
Yeah, very reserved. Very reserved. I think also like the friendships, even though they have always been nice people, but I always kind of felt there is always this
barrier,
this little distance. I'm talking about 15 years ago.
Okay.
Things have definitely changed in 15 years, and it's clear that Taiwanese people, the new generations, are way more open and more welcoming to foreigners. So I think it has been a beautiful experience seeing that grow, the evolution of foreigners and Taiwanese people together, coming together. I see a lot of events, a lot of shows, a lot of podcasts, a lot of YouTube channels where you see Taiwanese people and foreigners working together. So definitely beautiful.
Knowing that David was pretty much learning 2 languages at the same time made me appreciate a lot more the pressure he is under when performing in Mandarin. If you remember, he told us how his director reminded him of the importance of that very first line, that if he delivered it well, the audience would open their ears to him. But if he stumbled, they might tune him out for the rest of the show. I can't imagine the pressure of that moment, and yet David chose not to shrink away. And during that first interview, David was also sharing that it wasn't just the language that he had to initially adjust to. He also had to adapt his original plan, and shares how his mom asked him to go to Taiwan to help out his brother after the motorcycle accident, which he talks a little bit more about here.
I think it's your turn to come here to Taiwan to take care of your brother. I was like, okay, yes. In that time I was working in Mexico, so I was like, okay, let's do it. Actually, my main idea was like to come here to take care of him for like a year or 6 months and then come back to my work in Mexico. But yeah, I'm here.
What were you doing back home in Mexico?
I was working in a Mexican bar restaurant.
Oh, cool.
Yes,
okay.
in Guanajuato, called El Cazador. That's a restaurant.
Was it difficult to adapt?
Actually, for me, it was not, but just the food. Uh-huh. Yes, I came here and for 2 months I just ate McDonald's.
Oh,
wait,
yes,
why?
I became fat. Yes, I became fat, so fat. Yes, yeah, because the Taiwanese food for me was strange. Because back in Mexico we had the Chinatown, the Chinese food, but I didn't like Chinese food. So yes, I was not familiar with the food.
Oh, I see.
So when I came here, I was like, what is this? McDonald's? Okay, yes, let's go to McDonald's. Yes.
You didn't try the other fast food? No KFC, no Burger King, only McDonald's?
Only McDonald's, yes, was the only solution for me, McDonald's, so I just went to McDonald's. Okay. Yes. About my brother, I don't know.
It was definitely difficult. The language, the culture, but even though it was difficult, I had a lot of Taiwanese friends and a lot of Taiwanese people that made it easy. That transition of leaving your country, starting new.
If you really think about the journey that David has taken and is taking, it's clear that it hasn't been easy. He shared how comedy came into his life at a really difficult time when he was carrying a lot of anger and sadness, and he needed an outlet. His first show at the Mexican restaurant wasn't just about making people laugh. It was also about reclaiming joy for himself. And it makes me think about how sometimes, the very thing that helps us heal ends up being the gift that we share with others. The other aspect of this interview that really struck me the most was how honest David was about identity and authenticity. Looking back at our first conversation, David was already holding firm to the idea that life begins with knowing and trusting yourself.
Yeah, for me, like, how's life without bad things or good things? And back to about trusting God, for me, it's simple. How can you trust God? How can you believe in God when you don't believe in yourself? So you have to start to believe in yourself so you can believe in God. Because if you don't believe yourself, it's not going to work like that. So first it's yourself. Of course, God is first, but yourself is also first. But you cannot say like, oh, between God and me. No, of course, between God and me, God. But if you want to trust God, if you want to really know God, you have to know yourself first. Yeah.
He talked about knowing yourself and being yourself as the two keys to surviving the entertainment world, or really just in life. It makes me think that, it may sound simple, but when you really reflect on it, it's really probably the hardest work that any of us can do, to really know who you are when the world has so many opinions and so many labels, and to stay true to yourself, even when maybe sometimes it's easier to fake it. I think that's rare, and that's worthwhile work that each and every one of us should take some time to look into. And I find it very interesting how that message came across to me at this time, because it's also work that I'm doing myself right now. I'm trying to, in a way, look again, reflect, and perhaps rewrite my understanding of who I am, and really setting that foundation so that I am very clear on the person that I am. I think that's why his story resonates so much with me. His journey reminds me that whether you're an actor on stage, a comedian in front of a crowd, or just someone trying to find their place in a new country or at a new job, we've all had these moments where we wondered, can I really do this? Do I belong here? Is this right for me? And David's answer, lived out on stage, is a resounding yes. Yes, you can. And it starts with knowing who you are and believing in yourself before anyone else does. So, wherever you're listening from, I hope David's story encourages you to keep showing up as your authentic self, to find courage in the face of fear and doubt, and to remember that sometimes the hardest moments really do become the most powerful chapters of our story. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Formosa Dream Chasers. Be sure to tune in again next time as we continue to share inspiring journeys from people chasing their dreams. Until then, keep dreaming, keep striving, and let's remember that sometimes the most unexpected challenges lead to the most incredible adventures. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
This is Ching and Cho.
And Mary Ann Shoko.
See you guys next week. Bye.